Hi, welcome back to me and Mon Ami, and today is a very exciting day because it is the start of the Villefranche season, and in this video we're going to give you the ultimate insider guide. This is what you need to know. So as I say, what we're going to do today is take you the length and breadth and the heights of Villefranche and try and show you some of the things that perhaps the tourist guides miss out because, well, we have lived here 20 years, so we know a thing or two, or we like to pretend we do anyway. So we're going to take you to some of our favourite spots and give you some top tips because, well, you could just come to Villefranche and lay on the beach, but there's quite a lot more to do than that, isn't there? So let's see where we headed for our first little insider tip. So your first tip is this little park here, which is where there is a market. People always say it's a farmer's market, but it's a very lovely market. I don't know whether there's many farmers.
It's local produce.
Local produce.
Local people.
Local produce. It's a lovely market. Cheeses, hams, vegetables, all the rest of it. Lots of traders coming from Italy. Wednesday morning, Saturday morning. So Wednesday and Saturday for that. Also over here you've got an organic boulangerie in there. That's if you're an organic type, you can go there. There's one of the more traditional boulangeries down here, though I think it's still closed, but we will show you another one further down the hill in due course. And of course over there you've got Chez, which is La Regence, which is part of the history of Villefranche. Lovely little inexpensive hotel run by the same family for 3 million years. I always say that, it's not true, but for a long time. And you're guaranteed a warm welcome on entrance in Chez. So pop in there if you want to see a bit of local life and get a bit of local cover, and if you want to stay inexpensively. So we're now going to climb in our little Citroen, hopefully not taking out that dog, and go up to what is called the Col de Villefranche.
Col de Villefranche.
What does that mean, Mr. Boo?
The hill of Villefranche.
Ah, the hill of Villefranche. Now, people always think that Villefranche is just a little village down there on the seafront, but of course its actual borders extend right up to the heights here, which is basically onto the second Corniche, which is the Moyenne Corniche, and that's the road, of course, that you then go on to Es Village, and it's only when you get out of Villefranche and enter the Es territory, don't you, as you go up there. But you'll see, hopefully picked up on the 360 camera, the Fort de Mont Alban up there. Can you see that? That's where we're going to go in due course and show you what you can get up to up there. But quite narrow up here if you drive, but there are lots of walks, aren't there?
And lots of secret staircases.
Secret staircases. It's a very good step class town, this, if you come. And quite a lot of your apartments, your Airbnbs, are in these sort of, what would you call them, condominiums? Residences up here. So if you're staying in one of Mr. B's B&Bs, or if you're thinking of coming and wanting to stay in one or stay in anyone's, they're actually quite good choices because you can park your car.
Yeah. You've got the views that you don't necessarily have in the old town. That's
true.
And you've got parking, pools and AC, which also you don't necessarily have in the old town.
True. So you're not restricted to staying in the village. This is still Villefranche. You wouldn't be fibbing if you said I've gone to Villefranche and I stayed up here, because this is it. But as you can see, it's quite narrow, so if you come with a big car, be wary and don't have that cable. And how long's that been hanging there?
1 second.
Oh, that's good. So we carry on up here at great speed because our Citroen's top speed is 28 miles an hour, and we've got a little queue behind us, but sorry guys, we can't go any quicker. It's doing a massive 30 kilometers an hour going up here. But he does make it up to the col. if you can get over the speed bumps. I tell you what, the season has commenced, Mr. Boo. It is hot, hot, hot.
In our Citroen and me, that's so unusual.
I should take off my hat, but then my head will burn. So anyway, let's get round here and you will see the call of Villefranche. And if you are staying in this area, again, don't think you've got to go all down to the seafront to shop, because you will see very quickly. Anything coming?
You're fine on my side.
Right. You'll see very quickly around here that you've got, as well as petrol stations and car washes, should we say, car washes. You've got shops, butchers, very good butchers actually, good boulangerie. You've got a pretty big supermarket, and you've got a man over there with a stand on it. It's a lady. She's selling things for the start of the month, isn't she, little?
Is it a corn dolly?
It's a corn dolly. Corn dolly. So you've also got a couple of nice restaurants up here. So it is a little sort of self-contained area. There used to be a post office. I think that's gone, but there you go.
Definitely gone.
Boulangerie, boucherie. There's a traiteur's as well, where you can get very nice sort of prepped meals and foodstuffs. And again, look, a corn dolly stand.
It's to sell Mugri, lily of the valley, for the start of the month.
Is it good luck?
It brings good luck.
Oh, it's like Thailand here. We're so superstitious. But look at the traffic. If you want confirmation that Le Saison has come on today, just look at this queue, and it's early. But anyway, we are going to attempt now to get up to the country park of Mont Alban before these crowds do, because this is an area we feature quite a lot in videos when we come up here to play bowls or take walks. But if you can see on this right hand side, you get stupendously good views of Nice. If you come on one of my Panda tours, this is where we end the tour up here, because you've got epic views of both Nice and Villefranche. But you've also got fantastic walks up here, haven't you?
Certainly do.
You can walk from Nice, you can walk from Villefranche, you can walk back to Villefranche. And rest assured, there's a bus. Do you know which it is? I bet
It's
you do.
the 14.
Is it?
Yes.
Well done. I ought to know, because usually when I'm coming up here with Panda tours, it's always coming down here and I have to back up and go all the way down. But yeah, so I think once an hour from Nice, you've got a bus that will bring you up here. So you've got no excuses. You've got to come. And it's what we always say. People tend to think of the French Riviera as beaches and beach bars and beach clubs, and we're going to show you some of those in a bit, because they're just getting going. In fact, they were putting the finishing touches to one yesterday on the beach, I noticed. But there are also wonderful things to do in them there hills. There's great walks, and there's great places to picnic, and there's great places to look at those views. For example, just round here there's a great lookout point where I always try and stop, and you can bring your sarnies up here, and or your sticks like this couple,
or
and,
you could bring
check
your
out
bull.
the view, or you bring your bull. But as I say, fantastic views, and luckily we've in the past sent a drone up here, so we'll show you them. Here's the Bulls pictures, where people have lots of picnics in the summer, and you can see them gathering already. They've nabbed them. In fact, that's the first picnic I've noticed this year, so the season definitely commencing. There's free car parking here. Be careful if you're coming a motorhome or something high. You cannot get in that car park. I made that mistake.
And you can't camp up here.
You can't camp, but it's never stopped tours, has it? But you can see little benches everywhere, picnic already on the go up there. It's going to be a busy, busy day today. And also up here on the left-hand side, as all good tour guides say, you've got, what have you got, Mr. Boo?
You've got Mr. John's house.
Mr. Elton John's house, the man who we named our little Citroen and me after, is up here in his villa here every August. Not really much the rest of the year. Very good fresh water there as well. I love that water. I'm going to get some on the way down. But here he is in here, Mr. John. That's where his tennis court was in days of yore, when he was a bit fitter. You used to hear him playing tennis, and sometimes the balls would come flying over his... Yeah, I'd try and catch one of Elton's balls and throw it back.
And if you ever saw Tantrums and Tiaras, the documentary made by his husband David Furnish, the arguments on the tennis courts were
there
quite legendary.
He wasn't having a good day that day, was it, Sir Elt? But yeah, so you can do that, and you'll walk up here, and you will get your final spectacular view, and it really is a brilliant view over Villefranche. In fact, it probably is the best, I think, wouldn't you say?
I would say so. My favourite.
But you could cycle up here, you could come on one of those, there's a company do Topolino tours, I shouldn't publicise them, but there are. But there's where if you park here, and you can see that view. Right, let's get to our next Villefranche point of interest, as they say. Elton's doing very well today, isn't he, Mr. Boo?
Especially on this uneven ground.
Yeah. The only thing he's perhaps not doing so well at is making us very hot, and we have got a couple of big fans. Show the fans.
Our biggest fans. Our only fans.
There's a man here with a 360 camera. Look, he's going to film us. 360 films 360. There you go. I don't know what that is. Groundhog Day or Truman Show? I have no idea.
Very meta.
Very meta. So usually we put these fans up, and they're great. They're rechargeable and they clip onto the frame here. The trouble is, when we're doing videos, A, they're too noisy, and B, you wouldn't be able to see my beautiful youthful looks, or Mr. Boo's slightly more, mature looks. So we've had to take them off, so we're sweating. We're suffering for our art, or for your art. And you can see up there the picnic area. So lots of fun to be had up here, and really endless walks. You could come for weeks and weeks and not do them all. And some of them are a bit steep, but some are okay, aren't they?
Yeah.
Level one down here, sort of to Nice along a path.
And there's one down here that takes you through an outdoor gym.
Outdoor gym just down there. Yeah, you see lots of men with their clothes off, don't you, Mr. Boo? Exercising.
Indeed.
Right, so we're going to go back down to the Col de Villefranche now, and then we're going to take you to another area of still Villefranche that perhaps, again, you don't see in the tourist guides. Well, there you go. Kids on a day off school.
Day off school, road trip.
Very nice man letting us in. But I'd like to say the traffic's not like this all year. It isn't, but once season commences, it's often like this. We wouldn't say don't bring a car, but when you come, you've got to think about where you're going to park. Particularly Villefranche, it's quite expensive.
It's very expensive.
And you've got to think where you're going to get your space. Same in Nice. And then do you really want to sit in a traffic jam like this, or do you would you rather get on the bus and let somebody else do the work, or the train? It's up to you, but there's no use pretending that this isn't a trafficy place from May onwards, really. And that's where we are today. This is the craziest junction, because you've a road down there, you've a road down here. If you wanted to come back round, the bus goes down there, then comes back round the bank. It is, and the amount of times we see people who are not familiar try and drive down there, and that's suddenly it's 3 lanes there coming up. I mean, it's quite nutty. And this always amuses me. I always talk about this on my tours. This hotel is called the Fiancée du Pirate, which obviously means the fiancé of the pirate. Whether it means something else in slang terms, do you think it's just that?
No, it's just the pirate's fiancé.
And do you know anything about it?
It's still quite a popular hotel. It's not super expensive. The views are amazing.
Yeah, it looks. I think we did once look. The price isn't bad. And you're up here by sort of Mont Alban. So if you were somebody who didn't really want to be amongst the crowds on the beach, but did want to do the walks and go to the villages and all that, you might decide that you're staying up here. So this is still Villefranche. and we're on which Corniche now? The Mayan
Corniche.
So that's the second of the 3 Corniches that go into Italy. And the reason they're Corniches is because it comes from the Italian word for cornice thing in the corner of a room. And basically a Corniche is a road with a sheer drop. So what differentiates a road from a Corniche is that, which is why you can have a Corniche on the Nile.
Indeed, looks so.
A sheer drop into the Nile. Like that bus driver in Paris who drove into the Seine. Insane, wasn't it, that?
That was insane.
That was insane. And he was on his test as well. I thought I did badly. She, I think. She on her test. She drove a bus into the Seine. Do you think she'll sit it again? I think I'd decide bus driving wasn't for me, don't you?
I think I'd be triggered every time I saw a bus.
Now, closed today, one of the few days of the year it is closed, but this is a very good supermarket here, isn't it? We come a lot.
Yes.
It's nice, it's compact, it's got quality. I wouldn't say it's the cheapest, I can't lie, it's not super cheap. But it's nice and it's very handy, and it has a lot more stuff than you think. And you're probably beginning to pick up down here some of the epic views of Villefranche, because we are right above it. You can see how popular cycling is here. Just up on the left here is where Tina Turner used to live, you know.
Aye.
Yeah, her condo, simply the best. Up there where that car's going. But as we carry on here, you might just get a glimpse of some of the views, but you will also get to see another one of our little tips, which is a cafe up here, which we recommend just because it's got the most wonderful views and it's quite reasonable. I mean, it's not super posh food or anything, is it? It's just a snack bar, really.
Good snacky fare.
Good snacky fare and reasonable price. You can get an omelette, can't you? Remember, we had an omelette.
Omelette and chips.
Omelette and chips.
Lovely.
Here it is. Here it is on the right hand side. And if you're coming in an EV, there's an electric charger up here. There you go. Look at that. Also telescopes, so you can look out to sea. There it is, what it calls snack corridor. There's the charger. So we're now going to go back down into Villefranche. Carry on up there, you'd go to Es Village. But we're sticking to our remit of just covering Villefranche today. And we're going past, where are we going past now, Mr.
We're going past Leopolda.
And what's Leopolda?
Leopolda is a famous villa previously built by the King of Belgium.
And he kept his mistress in here, didn't he, across this bridge?
So he could sneak out, play chess with her at night.
She was a courtesan, wasn't she?
A courtesan.
A courtesan who he eventually married. So a courtesan or a posh prostitute became the Queen of Belgium. I think that's a widely accepted fact. But it also, oh dear, he's had a problem. That's an even longer queue than us, Mr. Bilby. Very narrow, this road. It's not for the faint-hearted if you've got a big car. But yeah, famously this villa was sold it for 500 million, but then the buyer pulled out. It's become an apocryphal story. It's back 2008. The buyer pulled out as the financial crash, and under French law he lost 10%. So 50 million it cost him to pull out.
And on those steps they filmed the red shoes.
That's true, the red shoes. But I think we have a bit of drone footage. We'll put it up of Leopolda. Now we're going to go, you could go that way down to Villefranche, but we're going to go this way because we want to be able to show you something on the way. But this actually is technically a road that takes you into Beaulieu, isn't it? There's a
me on charge.
In charge. You know, people talk about the Amis in Britain, and perhaps they've sold a few, but not a lot. The Amis and Topolinos here, they've sold a lot.
A lot.
Hence, they're bringing out new versions, etc. You can see why they're absolutely, apart from the heat in summer, and it is a big problem. They're absolutely perfect for these little roads. You're driving it a lot now, aren't you?
I am. Oh, sorry.
That's exciting, my commentary. So yeah, that's why they sold so many around here. And I saw an Instagram post the other day of a very rich lady in Monaco getting out of her little Topolino outside the casino,
nice.
And it's in Valley Park. They look so chic in Monaco, I have to say. You know, that you're driving around this little £9,000-10,000 car as opposed to a silly supercar. I mean, a wonderful supercar.
And we saw that Topolino that had been wrapped in martini racing colours.
Oh, I didn't see it. You did. I wanted to see it.
Seen it on the Instagram as well.
Oh, and there's a new Topolino, isn't there? A Gallo one or something.
Yeah.
So Fiat and Citroen both going for it. Obviously, it's the same vehicle. It's just got a different frock on. What's happening there? They dropped their cake.
They dropped their cake going into a party.
Oh, that's so awful. I once dropped a birthday cake. I did. I can't remember where, but I did. I don't know if it's brought it all back. I'm triggered. Yeah.
Is that when you dropped that goose?
Like when I dropped a goose at Christmas and the goose fat went all over the floor. It were like Sunday on ice, I tell you. We were sliding around. Them are the days.
Someone left a cake out in the rain.
It's true. But you can see, just look at that epic view over there of Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat. But we're not going to go on to there. We're going to carry on down here and then head straight back into Villefranche. So we're coming back into Villefranche, just leaving, as you can see, that sign, Baleine. This is the point where you go onto the Pont de Saint-Jean, and we'll leave that for another video because we're just focusing on VF today. And it's a very strange road. I had right away there, didn't I?
You did.
So we're now back in Villefranche, and again on this bit of road used to be a hotel here that I'm afraid isn't still going, but there are definitely some Airbnbs in these buildings, and there's definitely some in here in the Ange Gardien, aren't there?
There are.
And that's quite a good bet if you got a family, because there's a swimming pool and there's a snack bar. And there's a set of steps out of it, and along the side of it just goes straight down to the beach in Villefranche. So it's a good sort of family-friendly place to rent there, I would have said.
And handy for Rolling Stones fans.
Handy because it's just above Villanelle where they recorded Exile on Main Street. Do you know, there's just some old people in Villefranche blame the Rolling Stones for bringing drugs to the town.
Imagine.
But over here, there's the view, the spectacular view, the money shot of Villefranche. And you'll see up here where all these Topolinos are on a Topolino tour. This is definitely on the tour circuit. Well used area for folk to come and have a go. And get your picture taken.
Come and do your selfie.
Do your selfie. But here they go, look at the Topolinos. I think they've got 8 of them, this company now, doing very well.
This Parma Violet is their newest colour, look.
Oh yeah, that's a new one. Very cute, very popular.
It's got a top that would go with that.
Not where the drivers have all gone for their photo taking around here, I guess. But yeah, you can park here and stop briefly for a picture. But you can see where we were up at the Fort of Mont Alban. You can see where we were up at the Col de Villefranche up there, the heights. You can see this spectacular villa. And you can see down there to the seafront, which is where we're going to take you to end up this video, because we're going to show you what Villefranche looks like with the beach. Now the beach clubs are open, and we're going to give you try and give you a few tips as to what things cost, aren't we? Because I know many of you come quite rightly on a budget, and people are a bit nervous of coming to Villefranche and these on a budget, because they think, is it a place you can do on a budget? I think it is. I think it totally is, don't you?
Yes.
I think you just have to be canny about where you go, where you sit. Buy yourself some nice sandwiches from boulangeries, things like that really aren't expensive and are superb if you go to the right places. Not everyone is top bakers, but many are. So it totally is doable. And if you stayed at somewhere like Chez or
Hôtel de la Darse.
Hôtel de la Darse, where we're going to show you in a little bit, that's very reasonable. And wouldn't like your Airbnbs in the old town, the ones you've just done.
Yeah.
What are they a night?
They're around £100 £100 a night.
£100 a night, but you can put 3 people in there if you want to come here. So it is doable. Right, so we're going to head down to the Darse. Now we're going to do it via this junction here. Now this junction is the junction that most confuses tourists. I see it all the time. I see people take the wrong turn, and if you do, you get in a bit of a mess, because if you're coming from Nice, which is that direction, this has got 8 roads, isn't it? Which is, hence it's called Octroi, 8 roads. And if you take this one here, that takes you into the village of Villefranche. But if you take the one we're going to go on now, you will see it takes you to the harbour, and they are 2 completely separate places. And people can, it can get quite frustrating then, because they have to figure out a way to get from the harbour without coming all the way back up here to the village. There is a way we're going to show you, but it's not immediately obvious, is it?
No.
So if you're coming from Nice, from that direction, you're coming down here. If you want the village of Villefranche, the Cocktail Chapel and the Welcome Hotel, it's that way. And if you want the old harbour, it's that way. Now if you're on a cruise ship, you almost certainly will be getting on it, on your tender, this one in the village, not at the harbour. Now a lot of people think, oh, the harbour is when I get back on my cruise ship, and we've seen many a person in a very flat panic running for the ship, haven't we, having gone to the wrong harbour.
Oopsie.
Easily done. And if you miss it, you miss it. Right, let's see if we can get around this corner without boiling to death. So this is the bit where people get confused. I dare say this guy's confused. You can see it down there to the village, down here, right hand lane to the harbour. Over here you got the football pitch, training pitch, and the gymnasium. I think this hotel is probably quite reasonable. I know it looked reasonable at the price. It's been renamed.
Citadel
Citadel, it used to be called something else, didn't it?
It's had various names.
So, don't know anything about that, but this is the road down to the harbour. So that's which is that?
That's the Versailles Hotel.
Versailles. How much is that a night, roughly?
€260 a night, I think.
Right, you might get a little deal a bit better, but so it's not super cheap. Nice pool, nice views, nice bar area.
Yes.
That's all I know, really. Are we going to go straight down?
Straight down.
So yeah, this area we've shown you in other videos. It's a nice area to come if you want to get away from the crowds. There's a couple of restaurants, 3 or 4 restaurants actually now, including the Baleine Joyeuse, the Happy Whale, just right on the water side. That's probably the least expensive of them. Maybe the other one here as well is not too bad. There's a restaurant here, isn't there, still at the Hôtel de la Darse?
There's a restaurant in the Hôtel de la Darse.
There's a restaurant in here in the Trinquette where they do the old jazz. So we'll carry on here, and I'll show you. These couple are looking very French in their Breton tops, aren't they?
Put the stripes on for the holidays.
Very French. But yeah, all these buildings that belong to the Oceanological Institute, don't they?
Indeed.
Which is over there, which is, I think, the foremost Oceanological Institute in France. Is it connected to the Sorbonne?
Don't know about that.
I think it is.
Okay, please.
But, and I'm always telling you, when we come on here, this is where the scene from the James Bond movie was shot, the chase scene.
Never say never.
Never say never, and they steam into this bit here. So this is the Baleine Joyeuse.
This is the Baleine Joyeuse.
Very nice, very simple. Been there a long time. I remember it starting as a sandwich bar. It's now part of, I think, a chain, a group, but it's quite nice. And the one on here, on the right-hand side, the Caudry, a little bit more expensive. In fact, quite a bit more expensive than the Joyeuse, I'd say, wouldn't you?
But you can get a pizza for a reasonable amount.
Oh, can you? Yeah. So we're going to turn around and we're going to head now into Villefranche itself, and we're going to show you this secret back passage. Secret backpass.
Oh, did you?
Not everyone knows. But of course, as I often say, there's a lovely sort of quite local beach up here, pebbly, but again you can get away from the crowds. But it's just nice. There's something about a harbour, isn't there?
There's something about a harbour.
It's quite relaxing watching people tinkering with their boats and fiddling with their sails and polishing and fettling, as my grandmother used to say, fettling their boats. There's something nice about it. These guys are really not hearing us, I don't think. Anyway, there we go. And there is a bit of parking down here, though you can see on a day like today it's pretty full, but there is some spaces left. And there is some electric charging here if you're an electric driver. We used to use it quite a lot back in the day. What's this restaurant called? Ancora.
Ancora.
This is quite a big restaurant with an outdoor terrace area sort of in the grass at the side. It's quite nice to sit, isn't it?
Yes.
But now, if you want to get into the village, there's the Citadel. Don't go down here, that's a dead end. You'll be coming back. Come back up here in the direction of where you've just come from, in the direction of Octroi. But there's a trick coming, because you need to go up here. Now, you probably wouldn't think this was a through road, and it does take you to the car park of the Citadel, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. But all the coaches come up here and park for the cruise ship. So if you're going on a tour from a cruise ship, you'll almost certainly be parked up here. Mm-hmm. And you may well come and get on the bus here. You can see there's parking. I don't quite know why. Oh, this is all portioned off because the Rad Classique race is coming. And so is this. So this normally would be parking. Is this mean the police are not going to let us through?
No.
No? Oh, that's good. They're just waiting for the vehicles to arrive, aren't they? So down here, carry on. I'd say normally all this is parking here. Some of the cars for the car race arriving. Oh, it's exciting. Exciting. We'll try and
that's nice.
We'll try and bring you some of this in a video. But yeah, now you come down, don't go to the right, go to the left, and this is where the big red tour bus drops you off if you come to Villefranche, the turning circle of the Citadel. And this is where all the cars are getting ready for the race, for the Rad Classique. It seems to get bigger every year, I think, the Classique, don't you? A lot of space is reserved. So let's see if we can get down here, follow that GT thing. Very nice. He couldn't do the turn though like we could in one, could he? So this is one of our favourite views of Villefranche as you come into the village. Over there, what's that restaurant? The Mayssa.
The Mayssa.
Lovely terrace, always busy.
Always.
I've only ever been once, so I can't vouch for the food, but it's quite expensive, isn't it?
We've been to a wedding.
Been to a wedding. Very
birthday
nice.
party.
Ice cream shops here. Pizza there, people say is alright.
The Tosca
pizza, they say that's alright.
For me, the Corsican ice cream man is the best ice cream in town.
Right. Oh, there's somebody waving at us. The Corsican there?
Yeah.
This is the cocktail chapel. Must go into there, €4. Won't take you long, but it's well worth seeing. Gorgeous Fiat 500, look at that. How much do you want that?
I would love that, please.
I would love that too. Welcome Hotel here, the famous hotel, but you can just come for a drink, sit on the wine pier. Nice place to have an apero. And then we're on to Restaurant Row, all in full swing. Spalato, reasonable price you say?
Yes.
Reasonable. Mère Germaine, more expensive, old school fish restaurant.
But a piece of history.
But a piece of history, the most famous restaurant here. Olivia, quite expensive.
Yes.
New, don't know anything about it. Lou Bantry always sending people here, reasonable.
Tell them we sent you.
Busy, family sort of restaurant, isn't it? Dry bar. I've only been once. I was only that dry once. Somebody just waving. But a good place to sit. I wouldn't say it's super cheap, would you?
No, but they do nice cocktails.
Yeah, not silly money. I mean, we're not talking Grand Hotel de Cat money or anything like that. This place we've been to was quite nice, wasn't
Alma.
it? Okay, decent, reasonable price.
Do a good lunch menu.
Good lunch menu, as we always say.
€22 for a
Lunch
starter
is
and
cheaper,
main.
isn't it?
Yep.
Lunch is a good one. 22 starter and main.
Yeah.
That's quite good. If you want an inflatable Mr. Boo, this is where to come, isn't it?
Not an inflatable Mr. Boo.
No.
That would be a unique purchase.
Well, I'm sure we can sell a few. And another little sort of snack bar here. Now let's see if the beach bars are open, because they only go up in May. This one here they were putting the finishing touches yesterday. I can't see anybody on a bed, but maybe they just haven't sold any. But we're going to try and give you an idea of the prices of these two beach clubs now, because the beach clubs can get expensive. This place is very popular. We saw some fans there. Espuma, nice place to sit. Two prices.
Two price zones.
Two price zones. Cheaper end at this one.
Up there to the train station.
Up there to the train station. There is a lift, but you can get the train into Nice from there 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Watch your pockets.
Really watch your pockets. You won't get mugged, but you might get rushed, pickpocketed. Somebody the other day, it's still going on, the same ruddy gang. It drives me mad. Anyway, let's get a ticket. You don't have to pay for this parking. It's not super cheap. Another reason to get the train, probably. Always takes 2 goes. So you get the ticket and you pay on your way out, and it will take contactless, and most contactless cards work, don't they?
Oui.
I don't think it takes cash, does it? No. But there is a machine up here, or there used to be.
Yes.
Which maybe does take
there.
cash.
Yes.
Now, you remember I said the season had commenced? Just look at this. Wow. That is busy, busy, busy. But it is, of course, a bank holiday here today, so that's why the crowd's here. But this beach club used to be called Delibo, but I don't know what it's called now, do you?
We'll flash the name on screen.
Not a clue. It looks like it's ready. There's a restaurant that you can hire the beds for the day. It's not quite ready.
They're still screwing in light bulbs.
Still screwing in light bulbs. Amazing. They have to build all this every year and then take it away again in sort of October. But then there's the rules. It has the world's biggest speed bump, this road. That is it.
Oh.
I mean, I've seen people in Ferraris literally having to go across it like they were climbing the Khyber Pass, because they're too low to get over it. So that's beach club number 1. Now this, of course, was our old Pambagnac place, has gone. We've heard it's been bought by the guy next door, but you can get the same Pambagnac next door. It's gone up a bit. There's Nicola, look at that. Hello, how are you? And so it's unusual to see them in the bar.
Unusual to see them in the bar.
Yeah, I thought they'd be out jogging. We get in trouble for that. So let's drive on to the end now and see the new beach bar. Can't give you the prices for that. If they pop up online, we will. But obviously they haven't got the menu out yet, so we can't know. I'm fairly certain this one is ready to go, and so you will be able to see the prices. But obviously this beach is all free. You don't have to pay to go on this bit. It's only if you want a bed. But you might be surprised, it can push the price up quite a lot, depending on which club you go to. So again, car park here that maybe or maybe not going to be turned into a park and everything in years to come. Certainly not days, but on a day like today, it gets super busy. You can see it. But if it's let you in, there must be some spaces left.
There were 8 spaces left.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And it's 11:45. So as I say, this is a bank holiday here. You know, it will not be like this every day of summer. But be prepared, in July and August it could be like this, couldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely could. That's a lot of cars. Don't know where they're going to put them all when they build this park, do you? I'm all for parks, but you have to park as well. Fabulous view here. We often We often park up here just to clock the view. You see it of Villefranche. In season, you can hire paddle boards here as well as bring your own. Or usually, I haven't seen the man this year. Maybe he's not coming.
You know what? I heard that he is not going to be doing it this year.
Oh, no paddleboard. Why? Did he have some accidents?
No, he just said that it was too difficult to make money.
Really? Interesting.
There's a lot of people bringing their own.
Well, Decathlon sell them and they're not that dear now, are they? So this is the new beach club. Did they extend into this bit before?
They didn't before, they have this year.
How interesting.
Casa Soleila.
So that's the actual beach, isn't it?
Oui.
How interesting.
They've taken 50% of that beach.
Don't know what we think of that, but there you go. Them's the rules. We need to get some pricing, don't we? Do you think we can find it online?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's your beach club at the end here. It is a lovely place to sit. It is a lovely view. If you come in at the end of the day, it's perfect because the sun sets over there, doesn't it?
Behind Mont Alban, where we were.
Behind Mont Alban, so you could sit here, have your apero. You're there, I'm looking out there. You sit there, have your apero, look across the Bay of Villefranche and
think of us.
Think of us, and all of your troubles will drop away and you'll be overwhelmed by happiness. And your wallet will be a little bit less heavy to carry home, won't it, Twigs? Yes. Anyway, I'm quite excited, Mr. Boo. It's the season.
It's the season. It's all beginning.
We're seasoned with all that brings. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a like. Please give us a comment. Please think about buying us a coffee. It really does help support the channel. But most of all, folks, remember, stay charged.
Bye.